Oh, say does that star-spangled...
So, Tim, for teams off to a really slow start, there's pressure to get it together before it's too late, and there's not enough time to make it up.
Well, it's early, so teams still have time. I think some teams have been affected by injury or just slow starts by individual players. It's not too late, but you can't wait too long either.
A look at Atlanta's opening lineup. The small and power forwards are Reza Shea and Johnson. Nickeil Alexander-Walker out there with Dyson Daniels. And it's Porzingis in at the 5 down low. Out to the right wing. Pass to Markkanen. And here's George. Markkanen sets the pick for George. 5 on the clock. Not going to go that time. On the wing, Daniels. Inside, here's Johnson, and then Johnson with the dunk.
Man, that was impressive. Johnson can flat out fly.
Here's Hendricks. About 1 minute into the first quarter. It's Nurkic, top of the key. Utah needs to get off a shot here. Markkanen can't get it to go. We're now joined by our sideline reporter, Allie LaForce. Allie, it's all yours.
Will Hardy gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. I asked him about what could tip the balance in their favor tonight, and he said, quote, when Kristaps Porzingis is operating at a high level, it opens up their entire offense. The key for us is to keep Porzingis from having a major impact. If we can do that, it'll be our game to win. Kevin?
Terrific, Allie. We appreciate the report. So it's the Jazz now, following the miss by Porzingis. Hendricks passes to Markkanen. The Jazz again can't hit it. Just about 2 minutes into the game, first quarter of basketball. Pass to Alexander-Walker. Now Reza Shea. He's making his presence felt offensively with his scoring average up there at almost 13 points a game. And the basket by Johnson.
Well, Johnson should get credit right there for staying ready and making himself available off the ball.
And it goes out of bounds. That one off Porzingis.
And now we get a moment to see the numbers for Yusuf Nurkic. He's averaging 7 points a game, 9 rebounds, and 3 assists. And he's been a rock in the middle for them over that stretch of games. Dominating the glass is his trademark.
Yeah, controlling the boards helps your team in so many ways. You get those extra possessions. You can dictate the flow of the game, things like that.
So a moment now to see the story from Mikhailuk. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Pass to Nurkic. The shot goes in. First shot, first basket.
Well, not the start they were looking for, but they finally got their first field goal.
And joining us now by phone is insider Shams Charania with some news. Shams, give it to us.
Well, the Jazz have traded away a lot of their veterans. All-star Lauri Markkanen still remains. After a down-shooting season a year ago, perhaps he needs to build his value back up around the league before they would consider moving him.
He can heat up in a hurry, that's for sure. We appreciate the update. Thanks, Shams. Here's Markkanen after the basket by Atlanta. Bangs home the trifecta.
How about the confidence? Markkanen looking fearless from the corner.
Porzingis can't hit.
Well, the defense did just enough to force that miss because he is a good finisher.
Pass to George. Screen by Nurkic. George with the bounce pass. A fader. And Utah again with the bucket.
Going to work. Nurkic puts forth such an effort on offense. That's what gets him his looks.
Alexander Walker with the ball. Defended by George. Outside Daniels. Johnson the screen. 6 to shoot. Pass to Rizichet. Fires the 3. The rebound by the Jazz. Greg, they're in a rhythm offensively, really cooking.
And the opposition looks helpless to stop them right now.
Back to Daniels. Now here's Johnson. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Daniels finds Rizichet. Johnson sends the screen for Rizichet. Stolen by Markkanen. Over to the left wing. Here's Mikhailuk. He's covered by Daniels. A 3-ball. The rebound by Johnson. The Hawks have gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. It's good.
Well, what a steady presence offensively and a very difficult player to game plan for.
And so George will bring it up for the Jazz. Trailing by 2. Nurkic a screen on Johnson. And he drives in. Porzingis with the block.
And there was a time when Porzingis was good for several rejections at the rim like that per game. Most would-be scorers have learned that about him.
Now here's Porzingis. He's been putting up the points on a very steady basis, averaging around 17.5 points a game.
It's been a rough quarter for him. I think patience can help. Take the shots that are there. Don't force it.
Nobody near George. They get it again. To the left wing. Right wing. Jacks up a 3. It's rebounded by Porzingis. Atlanta has gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. To the paint. That's good from Johnson on the assist by Rizichet. 7 points for Johnson.
Well, he is a very mobile 6'9" wing, and Johnson is showing you he's a perfect pick-and-roll partner.
With this break in the action, here are the real stats, real scores from the real NBA. These are the top passing teams in the league. In the third spot, the Hawks.
And a team that shares the ball will create opportunities for the right player to score.
Now, here is George, defended by Alexander Walker. Mikhailuk passes to George. The tray. It's good from long range.
And developing that 3-ball shot, George is putting in the work now.
The Hawks leading. Alexander Walker passes to Porzingis. And here's Daniels. No good from outside. George looking around. Here's Hendricks. He has yet to score. Here's Nurkic. Porzingis with the block.
And with that 7'6" wingspan, Porzingis has always been a big-time shot blocker.
And here's Daniels. Looking at his numbers, he averages a bit over 9 points a game. Shots good by Alexander Walker.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
And last season's most improved player. And Tim, I know you like this guy, Dyson Daniels, a rising player.
Well, Kevin, he is an elite defender, already one of the best we have in this league, and he's just getting started.
Here's Hendricks, down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's George, and he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
And nice touch inside. George can finish from all 3 levels.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
Even after pivoting towards their youth, GA the Hawks last season had an improved record.
Yeah, they traded away a bunch of rotation veterans, but the young fellas showed they were ready to step in, and this group didn't miss a beat.
Well, that's a tough rebound there to secure, but he put all of his size in there in order to secure it.
Mikhailuk, and that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. Atlanta's gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. And it's Johnson with the jam.
Yeah, Johnson is really coming into his zone. That is great determination right there.
And Tim, breaking down Jalen Johnson's game, what jumps out to you?
Well, Kevin, I think it's his versatility. He can really do everything out there. And when you combine it with his size and athleticism, he's got star written all over him.
Here's what Atlanta's going with right now. Okongwu comes in for Daniels. And Wallace subbed in for Nickeil Alexander-Walker. And a shift in the front office for the Atlanta Hawks this past summer. Tim, what do you think might have led to that pivot?
Well, Atlanta has missed the playoffs for 2 straight seasons, but their young pool of talent is demonstrating they've gotten some of these right. Well, taking full advantage of a defensive weakness there, and it certainly helps if you get shots that your guys can knock down.
Now here's Porzingis. Last game we saw him score 13. Puts up a 3. That one drops, and he's now 2 for 5.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Yeah, just going back and forth. It is really competitive out there.
Oh, and a fast break for Atlanta. The finish, and the dunk by Porzingis.
Really unacceptable letting Porzingis get that kind of positioning. Once he's established, it's over.
George dishes to Markkanen. To the left side wing. And it's Collier missing. The Hawks leading by 6. Wallace outside. Out to the right wing. Porzingis against Markkanen. Shoots a fader. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. And so George will bring it up for the Jazz. Pass to Sensabaugh. George with the screen on Johnson. Here's Collier. Shoots over Rizichet, and it's blocked. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. And now let's take a look again at that incredible rejection.
And big defensive plays like that will help them stay in control of this one.
A different look for Utah. Kevin Love comes in for Lauri Markkanen. And Bailey subbed in for George. And the Hawks making a change here. Atlanta's gone 3 of 6, 50% from deep so far tonight. 1:37 left in the first. Here's Wallace, and there's the drive, and the layup's good off the glass. And the Hawks lead by 8.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Pass to Sensible. Love outside. Here's Bailey. Over to the wing. It's picked off. Houston passes to Okongwu. Count it, good. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Hawks.
Just a great job so far applying pressure defensively. The opposition is on their heels with the ball in their hand. Nightmares clamps thus far.
And they're also focusing on their break, looking for any chance they can to push the pace and get out in transition.
Here's Bailey. After the basket by Onyeka Okongwu. The shot, no good.
Well, the defense was daring him to take that shot, and it paid off.
Shot's good by Kennard.
Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
So far, a great game plan and great execution, but we still have a long way to go.
Pass to Sensible. Can they get it? And that one's good. Love.
Yeah, and his offensive rebounding numbers have dropped off a little bit the last few years, but Love still works hard down low and gets his share of putbacks.
Here's Newell. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And so it's the Atlanta Hawks going into the break with a 10-point lead. They have made it very tough to get a shot off against them. Their defense has been stifling. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. Well, from what you guys are seeing from the Hawks, what are you thinking about their performance?
Well, the coaches preach ball movement, and we saw exactly why in that first quarter.
Well, that's just great chemistry offensively. Everybody playing for one another and trusting each other. It's beautiful to watch.
So with Johnson on the bench, here's the 5 for Quinn Snyder right now. Okongwu is out there with Newell. Then there's Wallace. Then it's Luke Kennard. And it's Krejci in at the 3.
And that's definitely a shot that he has in his arsenal.
Pass to Wallace. To the wing on the left. Now Kennard fires from deep. Another 3 for Atlanta.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Here's Shibwe. Nothing on the board. Pass to Collier. And the officials will call the illegal screen right there. And now a look at the upcoming schedule for the Utah Jazz. On Sunday, they'll defend home court against the Chicago Bulls. And then on Tuesday, they'll go up against LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers.
And for that matchup with the Thunder, it's a chance for them to come out and knock off the top dog in the league. A win there can be a big step forward for this team.
And Utah making a change here. Anderson's checked in. Jazz trail by 14. And now approaching 2 minutes of action here in the second quarter. Pass to Filipowski. Here's Collier for the 3. That shot off. Nice defense from Wallace. Here's Krejci. 11 points last game. Hawks passing it around. Kennard's shot is off. Jazz shooting at 36% on the night. They've got to step it up offensively. And now let's swing it over to Allie LaForce on the sideline.
Thanks a lot, Kevin. The Utah Jazz are going young, but this is a franchise that has a winning history, and that culture is still around. Coach Will Hardy said, the messaging doesn't change. The players have bought into the little things that takes to win. This is a cohesive group that's committed to helping each other. Back to you, Kevin.
building the right way. Thanks a lot, Allie. Here's Newell. Kennard with the ball. 5 points in the game. Stolen. Here's Anderson. The shot goes in. First shot, first basket.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
And Quinn Snyder wants a timeout. He's going to take a minute here to get things straightened out. This game coming on the heels of their win against the Kings.
Yeah, and with most of the arena against them, they just banded together and trusted one another to make the right play.
Yeah, the crowd noise can make it hard to execute your offense on the road, but they did a great job playing their game.
A different look for Utah. Hendricks is checked in, and Lauri Markkanen subbed in for Bailey. And with the trend, Greg, toward a faster pace, do you miss watching those grinded-out half-court battles that enthralled millions during the Jordan era?
Well, I miss playing more than anything, but as far as watching, the game for me is as good as it's ever been.
Okongwu down low. Defended by Filipowski.
Man, he's got such a great touch and feel around the basket. He made that reverse look easy.
Here's Collier. He's covered by Daniels. Markkanen from outside. Rebound by the Hawks. This their first chance this season playing the Jazz.
And just couldn't make the most of their meetings last year. Ended up splitting the season series.
Here's Alexander Walker. 14 points, their largest lead in the game. In the corner, Daniels. There's the three, and the three ball is good. Daniels has got his first 3 points of the game.
Yeah, he's getting bolder and bolder on the perimeter. Daniels will now go for it if he has a shot available.
Markkanen against Kennard. Pass to Filipowski. Here's Mikhailuk. On the wing, Markkanen. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. To the middle. Johnson gets the bucket. Johnson's got 12.
And when Johnson puts it all together like this, he is special. Right now, he is absolutely torching those guys.
To the inside, it's tipped. Daniels with the steal. Lobbed up there for Johnson. Markkanen looking it over. Taken away. Alexander Walker passes to Okongwu. Daniels, no good. And so Markkanen will bring it up for the Jazz. 19-point game. They defeated Indiana in their last game.
Well, in that one, they just had everything working offensively. It's a lot of fun when you get into that kind of a groove.
The coaching staff had them prepared with a great game plan, and they went out and executed it.
Now, here's Johnson. He picked up 24 points in their last one against Sacramento. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Kennard. The Hawks again can't hit.
He got the space he wanted for his mid-range. He just wasn't able to convert.
Here's Mikhailuk. Another miss, and they've really hit a rough patch here. The Hawks leading by 19 points. Pass to Daniels. Now, here's Okongwu. And here's Kennard. And it's Alexander Walker in the corner. And it's hauled in by Lauri Markkanen. Jazz have gone just 2 of 8 shooting here in the second quarter. You know, Greg, in recent seasons, Lauri Markkanen has taken on a leadership role.
And Markkanen has been the featured player on some very young teams, and he's really embraced that role, proving to be a positive influence both on and off the court.
That's very smart use of the screen, and it sets up a very close look.
And Quinn Snyder wants a timeout. Coach needs a moment to talk things over. A different look for Utah. Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Filipowski. And Georgia subbed in for Collier. Then for the Hawks, Porzingis comes in for Okongwu. And it's Reza Shea in for Kennard. Pass to Daniels. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. And the dunk by Porzingis.
That's a great look. His teammate was on the move, but he put it right where it needed to be.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Here's Nurkic. No good that time. Nice D from Porzingis. Alexander Walker finds Porzingis. Back to Daniels. Hendricks pulls it in. Hendricks has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Pass to George. Now here's Nurkic, guarded by Porzingis, with the fadeaway. Nurkic can't hit, and the Hawks with the possession. They're on a 15-6 run. Daniels with the bounce pass. Alexander Walker passes to Porzingis. Shot clock at 5. It's good. With that basket, he's now 5 for 9.
A sensational shooter. Porzingis really is a unicorn.
Now, here is George, defended by Alexander Walker, and finished off by Nurkic.
And credit the screen for giving him the space he needed to get to the rim.
For sure, GA allows him to come in with the sledgehammer.
Yeah, it's the power of the two-man game. After all these years, it's still the most difficult set to defend.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Outside, George. Pass to Hendricks. Markkanen sets the pick for George. His 3-pointers off the mark. Atlanta leading by 21. Reza Shea with it. Now defended by Markkanen. And the shot goes in from Kristaps Porzingis.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
And here's George. He'll bring it up for Utah. They'll be playing host to Chicago for their next game. And that game closes out the 4-game homestand for them. Markkanen from outside. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. George has got 3 assists in the game. In the corner, Daniels. Now, Reza Shea. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Sacramento. Porzingis finds Daniels. Pulls it from 20. And it's Utah with the rebound. Outside, Markkanen. Three-pointer. And again, it's the Jazz from deep.
Well, that's one in the first, and now here's his second in this quarter. The defense might want to run him off that line.
Outside, Porzingis. Got it. Number 7 on the night. 7 for 11 from the floor.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
Outside, George. Nurkic in the post. He's against Porzingis. Nurkic can't hit. The Hawks leading by 19. Outside, Daniels. Here's Reza Shea. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's going to be on Yusuf Nurkic. Reza Shea has done a lot to quiet the doubters after being the number 1 overall pick in 2024.
Well, in a draft without a lot of star power at the top, the Hawks took the kind of prototype wing you can't have too many of. And he has made good on that pick.
And that one misses.
At the wing position, Reza Shea has pretty much everything you're looking for, right? Length, mobility, three-point shooting. And add to that, he has a great feel for the game.
Filipowski, he's checked in for Nurkic. And he's good on the second. 50 seconds left here in the second. Now, here's George, defended by Alexander Walker. Pass to Mikhailuk. Here's the 3. Rebound, Atlanta. Johnson's got rebound number 7 for him tonight.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Now, here's Markkanen. Defense right on him. Here's George, defended by Alexander Walker. Back to Markkanen. Shot clock at 6. And they double up Markkanen. Here's Mikhailuk. Off target from three-point range. A big-time effort for Porzingis, providing a lot of energy for the Hawks. Scoring, rebounding, he was all over the place during that quarter. They are riding his performance right now. And let's hear from Allie LaForce, who joins us from the sidelines. Allie?
I'm here with Coach Quinn Snyder, and Coach, you're getting stops in the first half. What do you attribute to that?
Well, we're playing hard, scrambling, picking up our effort, trying to be precise and disciplined and talk, and we're not resting on our laurels at any point.
Hopefully you can remain active on the defensive end in the second half. Thanks, Coach.
Terrific stuff, Allie. Thank you so much. And we'll be back for the third quarter right after this halftime break.
Greetings, everybody. Before we review the first half, let's take an early season peek at how the Western Conference is shaking out so far. And let's do something we never, ever, ever do, and that's go off topic.
What topic?
So we don't have a topic, Shaq?
Isn't that a topic, being off topic?
Well, that was more no topic than off topic, but that's all the time we have for this topic, thankfully. And moving over to the first half of our game, guys, what has gotten into Porzingis?
The unicorn out there creating magic. Shots are falling easy at 7 foot whatever. I don't know how you stop him.
I guess you have to grow a couple of inches and maybe bring out a ladder.
That is more than enough of us. Let's send you back to the game. Kevin Harlan and crew with the second half.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. And it's been a clinic out there by Kristaps Porzingis.
Yeah, he's been nothing short of a wall at the rim so far in this one, single-handedly providing great rim protection.
Well, his activity has set the tone, blocking and altering shots.
So it's Atlanta now. Earlier, they held a 23-point lead. We've got Keontae George. Nurkic is out there with Markkanen. And it's Hendricks in at the 4. And that's the group for Will Hardy as they begin the second half. Now here's Porzingis. Basket number 8 is all good. He's attempted 12 shots.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Now here's George, defended by Alexander Walker. Markkanen, the shot's good on the assist by George. George has got 4 assists now tonight.
And I like that. Markkanen needs to play like a 7-footer because he's got the talent, but he also has a pretty strong frame when he wants to use it.
Outside, George. Pass to Nurkic. Here's Mikhailuk. Now, here's George. 5 to shoot. Down low. And Nurkic gets it to go. Nurkic has got 8 points.
And such a polished player near the basket. Nurkic feels comfortable taking those in-close shots.
And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. Take a look at the Hawks. They're in the upper part of the conference records right now, in 5th place.
Well, right now for the Hawks, this hasn't been the breakout season that many were predicting, but they're still very much in the hunt for a high postseason seed, and that will keep them focused here during the season's final stages.
Well, this is kind of where we expected them to be. They're a very good team, maybe even great, but they are still one level below the very top.
Jazz trail by 20. And now around 2 minutes gone by in this half. Markkanen kicks to Nurkic. Nice ball movement by Utah. George passes to Nurkic. The timely screen gave him a step, and he took it all the way.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. Hey, Tim, if you could start a franchise with one player not named Wembanyama, who would you select?
I think I'd go with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander right now. When you look at his age, combined with the fact that I believe he is the single toughest individual cover in the NBA, he can just collapse defenses at will.
That is so well said. Would you pick a position or the player? How would you discern between those two thoughts?
I think the key for me is I want to take a guy who's going to make the decisions for me with the basketball in his hands. When you have a ball-dominant league with stars controlling the action, I want that one guy who I know I can pencil in high-level production every night.
Right now, let's take a second to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sidelines.
Thanks. Lauri Markkanen is a 7-footer with touch, but he can also attack off the dribble. Referencing comparisons to Dirk Nowitzki, he said, quote, when someone hits a fadeaway jumper, they say, that's the Dirk. Maybe someday I'll get the drag step to be called the Lauri. Back to you.
Ooh, that's a sweet move, too. All right, Allie, thank you for the report. So it's Utah now, following the bucket by the Hawks. Here's Nurkic. That one falls through. It's his 6th make from the floor this game, now 6 for 10.
Well, he's not the reason they're down right now. He has played smart, efficient basketball.
Johnson with the bounce pass. Here's Risa Shea. He has 5. Off target from the baseline. Sweet move. Nurkic kicks to Markkanen. Pass to Hendricks. Nurkic a screen on Johnson. Launches a three. Sinks the three-pointer.
Now that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Yeah, and that's the effectiveness of the two-man game right there.
Now here's Porzingis. Kicks it out to Johnson. Pass to Daniels. Goes up the baseline. Rebound, Utah. Nurkic has got his 5th rebound in this one.
Well, fortunately, as he searches for his scoring rhythm, they still have the lead for now.
And here's George. Misses the three.
Well, the defense should consider themselves lucky there because he's not usually one to miss those kinds of looks.
Daniels passes to Porzingis. Shoots over Nurkic. Pass to Rizachet. Out to Porzingis. Lets the three fly. The three-pointer is right on target. Porzingis has got 2 now from beyond the arc in the 3rd for the Hawks. And so George will bring it up for the Utah Jazz. Outside, Markkanen. Porzingis with the rebound. Porzingis has got 7 rebounds in the game. Alexander Walker passes to Daniels. Back to Alexander Walker. 6 on the shot clock. Plays it up off the glass. Alexander Walker's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
Well, they are making something very difficult look simple right now.
Now, here's George. He has 6. Shoots over Alexander Walker. Another miss by Utah.
And if they want to come up with a win here, he either needs to start making shots or find another way to help his team.
Here's Johnson. He's got 12. Porzingis is doubled. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Johnson dishes to Daniels. Launches it. And the rebound by Nurkic. Utah has gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Markkanen passes to Nurkic. George up top. Fires from 14. The Jazz again can't hit it. Atlanta leading by 22. In the corner, Daniels. Offline with his 3.
Well, he had 1 3-pointer in the first half, but so far in the second, he's come up with goose eggs.
Pass to George. Here's Markkanen. Now Nurkic. He's covered by Daniels. Here's Mikhailuk. Misses and the dry spell continues. Atlanta's gone 2 of 5 with the 3-point shot since coming out of the break. Now Rizachet. On the wing, Daniels. Porzingis sets the pick for Daniels. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Keep getting it to this man. I mean, once Porzingis catches fire, there is no putting that out.
So we're talking about Dyson Daniels here, Greg. Just how incredible a defender is this kid?
I mean, last season, he came in 2nd in terms of voting for Defensive Player of the Year, led the league in steals, and this young man's just getting started. Figures to be a problem for a long time.
And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. He's going to make some adjustments to the game plan. Kyle Filipowski's checked in for the Jazz. Collier comes in for Markkanen. Then for the Hawks, Okongwu's checked in for Jalen Johnson. And it's Luke Kennard in for Zachary Risache. Here's Filipowski. Still without a basket. Inside, Hendricks. The lead pass was put in just the right spot.
That's the right pass to make. Beautiful job.
Pass to Okongwu. Back to Daniels. Okongwu a screen. Daniels finds Kennard. Just 5 to shoot. The Hawks need to get off a shot here. Porzingis can't hit. Jazz have gone a solid 6 of 11 when shooting here in the third quarter. Good on the shot. Collier's got his third basket of the night right there.
And how about the burst in that first step, just right to the rim?
And here's Daniel. Okongwu. Now here's Kennard. Alexander Walker with the ball. Over Collier. Filipowski grabs the board. Jazz trail by 20. Throws it up high.
And the passer floated it up to the precise spot it needed to be.
And no messing around on the finish. He powers it through. And Kennard wide open. He shoots. A three-pointer off the mark. For Utah, they've gone 8 of 13 on shot attempts to begin the second half. Pass to Collier. Here's McKaylee. No good on the triple.
Still searching for his first bucket of the night. He is struggling, and so is his team.
Alexander Walker passes to Daniels. Kennard on the wing. Porzingis sets the pick for Kennard. Can they get it? He takes it up and lays it in. Kennard's got 7 points in the game.
Yeah, I love that. He comes off the pick and takes it right to the hole.
Pass to Collier. Daniels against George. Here's Collier. Off target from outside.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
1:07 left in the third quarter of the game. And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. This now will give him a chance to discuss some potential changes. For the Hawks, Newell, he's checked in for Porzingis. Johnson comes in for Alexander Walker. And Wallace subbed in for Dyson Daniels. Here's Sensabaugh. Kennard covering. Pass to Sensabaugh. Here's Bailey. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Fires for three. They grab their own miss. It's good. Now he's shooting 6 for 7.
And slashing in for that offensive rebound. Johnson also getting credit for some hustle points.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. To the middle. Here's Markkanen. The Jazz again can't hit it. Now here's Wallace. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. To the inside. Got it off in time. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. The 3 quarters of play all in the books. And this one all but over already. The Hawks on top, opening up a huge gap. From the Delta Center, it's the NBA on 2K Sports. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, a terrific, unselfish play right here. Set up his teammate, and how about the setup this was?
Yeah, the pass was so effective. Great job moving the ball with purpose.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. On the court for Atlanta, we've got Luke Kennard. Johnson is out there with Newell. Then it's Okongwu, and it's Wallace in at the point guard position. Atlanta shooting one of the high points for them in this game at 54%. Newell, Utah with the rebound.
And they're winning this game despite his difficulties at the offensive end.
Pass to Collier. And here is Markkanen. That's all good, and that's his 5th basket of the game. He's shooting 5 for 11 now.
Hey, look, you got to keep Markkanen out of the paint. He's just too big on that block and imposes his will.
Wallace looking for an opening. And Okongwu has it in the corner. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Hawks will retain possession.
A split second late, but almost came up with a steal there.
And regardless, it's great effort. You love to see that kind of hustle on defense.
4 on the clock. Kennard for 3. Rebounded by the Jazz. Markkanen's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Here's Collier. Lets it go from deep. Markkanen can't get it to go.
Well, after spacing the floor for them in the first half, he's gone cold from out there.
Here's Wallace. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Hawks?
And guys, how about the unselfishness and all about working that ball around, shifting the defense, and just seeking out the best shot.
And I also really like the pace they've played with in this one, specifically how high tempo it's been, clearly working to their advantage so far.
So you can talk about the physical challenges, Tim, of today's game. One thing the players have a little easier, certainly, is the way they travel from game to game.
Well, there is no question about that. I didn't even get on a charter till the middle of my NBA career.
Oh, my goodness.
In the mid-90s. We were still flying commercial till that point, but there's no doubt travel is better for players. I think also some of the things they've added for guys like massage therapists and acupuncturists and even personal chefs, all of that makes it a little bit easier for today's NBA player.
Now, if we could do it for the broadcasters, that would really be a win.
Sign me up, Kevin. I'll be right there reclining fully right next to you.
Here's Sensabaugh. So when you look at different approaches to player recovery, from load management, say, Tim, to rub some dirt on it and get back in there, where do you stand on all of that?
Well, I do think teams have done a better job of trying to make sure players are protected from themselves and make sure they're getting enough rest. But I also think there are times guys should be allowed to play through certain types of minor injuries.
And the Jazz making a change here. Nurkic is checked in. Utah's gone ice cold from three-point land, 0 of 4 since the start of the final quarter. Pass to Sensabaugh. Outside, Markkanen to the wing right side. There's the triple. Johnson with the rebound. Johnson's got rebound number 13 for him here tonight. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Clock at 6. Okongwu with the screen for Kennard.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Trying to get something going. Collier, that's good.
A point-blank range. That is too easy.
The Hawks leading by 23. Now, Reza Shea, count the basket.
No, that's a great sign for Reza Shea, proving he can handle the physicality of the NBA.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Here's Sensabaugh. The three-pointer, no good.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
Here's Sensabaugh. Pass to Nurkic. Double team on Nurkic. Three-pointer. And it's Collier missing.
And even though he didn't get a piece of that shot, you love the pressure he puts on the shooter.
And sometimes that's all you need to do to force that miss.
Here's Reza Shea. Back to Kennard. No one near him. Rebounded by the Jazz. Nurkic has got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
Yeah, first turnover of the game. Overall, though, he's been rock solid. When a pick like that is questionable and creates that much of an advantage for the offense, you have to blow the whistle.
Well, oftentimes illegal screens fall into a gray area, but that time he got called for it.
Pass to Porzingis. Shoots over Nurkic. The Hawks again can't hit.
And he can't let that get to him. He should have made it, but he's got to focus on the next one.
And Markkanen throws it down.
And staying aggressive on offense. Markkanen's always looking to score the basketball. This guy has really become a refined scorer.
And the dunk by Porzingis.
Not surprised at all. He's shooting it well and scoring points in bunches.
Outside, George. Outside, Markkanen. And the three off target.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
The Hawks working the ball around. Porzingis with a screen on Markkanen. Here's Reza Shea. Rebound by Nurkic. Nurkic has got 11 rebounds in the game. Here's Mikhailuk. He's covered by Daniels. Here's George. Pass to Markkanen. Markkanen missing again.
And I don't think that's the shot they wanted him to take right now. He's not exactly on fire.
Porzingis kicks to Daniels. To the paint. And Reza Shea. The bucket on the assist by Daniels. And that's now 9 points for Reza Shea. Here's Hendricks. The three. They get the rebound and finished off by Nurkic.
And just a massive player. Nurkic's combination of size and strength helps him on that offensive glass.
Here is Daniels. Johnson outside. Pass to Porzingis. Shoots over Nurkic. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. GA, in recent seasons, we've seen the MVP debate get a little contentious.
I mean, every year there's about 3 or 4 guys who are deserving of the award. And the closer the race is, I think the more heated things tend to get. So especially since the criteria for the award is so subjective.
And the first one drops. Tim, the NBA is always changing, but any predictions for the league that you kind of feel we're going to see around the corner?
Yeah, Kevin, I just think the influx and the impact of international players is going to be even stronger going forward. I think a lot of guys have seen the success that those players have had in the NBA, and hopefully it inspires even more great players internationally to want to play this great game.
And for a short time, you played overseas. You saw a lot of them firsthand.
I sure did, and I was in France well before the French influx really hit this league, but I knew then that was the goal.
Name a type of shot Keontae George can hit it, more than capable of scoring at all three levels.
That's good from George. This seems to be an era, Tim, of parity in the NBA, but some say there has been a lack of rivalries as well, kind of the culprit.
Well, I think it's tough to have rivalries as often now because you need some sort of a history in the postseason, and I just don't think we've had it. Kevin, also, I think it's because some of the stars have changed teams as frequently as they have, makes those rivalries less likely.
Can you think of the last real rivalry we've had in the postseason, even going to the finals?
I think it has to be Steph's Golden State Warriors and LeBron's Cleveland Cavaliers, 4 straight finals appearances.
Here's Djorcic. Here's Krejci. And the layup is good.
That's very smart use of the screen, and it sets up a very close look.
Outside, George. Nurkic against Okongwu. The drive by Nurkic. And finished off by Nurkic.
And get out of the way. Nurkic drives with tremendous physicality.
Let's see the connected cam angle on that stunning play, brought to you by AT&T. Pass to Djorcic. Inside, intercepted. George passes to Nurkic. Count that one. Nurkic has got 19 points.
And more points for Nurkic. He can do this from time to time when he gets in a rhythm.
Out to the wing. Here's Newell. Pass to Okongwu. Nurkic with the block. Outside, George pulls up. Rebound by the Hawks.
Well, if you take low percentage shots, you are going to have difficulty making them.
Here's Krejci. So, Tim, in the past, it's always been accepted that the veteran-laden teams would have an edge. But I don't know if we're seeing that as much now. What do you think?
Well, I think you number of years, but nowadays much shorter contracts means you have teams that evolve and change more regularly than ever before.
Almost feels like you got to be more nimble as a franchise than ever before.
You absolutely have to have much more forethought because you keep these groups together for a shorter period of time.
Wallace is checked in for the Hawks. Jazz trail by 20. Hendricks passes to George. To the middle. Here's Nurkic. Finishes inside on the nice dish.
And his stroke has been dead on from the outside. I mean, inside, outside. It just doesn't matter.
Here's Newell. No good, and a chance to end the run right there.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for Atlanta.
Not only did they shoot the ball better, but they had more assists.
Yeah, I thought the passing in terms of finding the open man gave them the higher percentage shots. The ball movement was key for the win.
And with this effort tonight, grabbing their 8th win of the year.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Porzingis.
Well, he had a lot of success making plays for his team and breaking down the defense.
And here's Kennard. They set the pick. And he dunks it down.
Making every effort to put this game on ice.
And this run should seal this win. What a timely burst.
Outside, George. Here's Nurkic. Markkanen in the corner. Hendricks passes to Markkanen. The putback. And so Atlanta takes this one by a big margin. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And that'll do it, folks. Alongside Tim Legler, Greg Anthony, and our reporter, Allie LaForce, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching, folks. But as we go, let's take a look at our player of the game, Kristaps Porzingis.